Welcome. Today we embark on a journey through time and thought, exploring one of history's most influential figures. How do we become truly human? Confucius was more than a teacher. He was a philosopher who sought to explain the very structure of human character. We'll be exploring Confucius. Does humanity begin with learning? A profound and thoughtful exploration by Dr. Jungmoon Ko. Dr. Ko presents Confucius not merely as a moral teacher, but as a philosopher of the human spirit and potential. This book shows that Confucian thought is not simply ancient wisdom, but a timeless framework for us today. It invites us to understand the essence of our humanity through historical narrative and deep philosophical reflection. Yet the book begins with a profound and unsettling question. Are human beings born humane, or do they become so? Do we become humane through the process of learning? This is no mere philosophical curiosity for the elite. This is a question that has echoed across civilizations, challenging our understanding of our own fundamental nature. Why do some people become corrupt when they gain power? Why do others remain compassionate even in hardship? Where does human dignity truly begin? To explore these questions, we must travel back in time. We go back more than 2,500 years to the 6th century BCE, a time of deep turmoil in China. Historians refer to this era as the Spring and Autumn period, a time when the central dynasty weakened. Regional lords were competing violently for power. War became routine, and authority was determined by military strength. Aristocrats pursued luxury, while ordinary people struggled to survive. Social order was rapidly collapsing. Moral values seemed to disappear entirely. In this chaotic age, one thinker began asking a different question. That thinker was Confucius. He was not simply offering political advice to the lords of his day. He was asking a deeper question about human nature. How can a person become truly human? His answer was surprisingly simple. He believed human dignity is formed through learning and self-cultivation. For Confucius, learning was not merely the accumulation of knowledge. It was the process of becoming human. His central insight is summarized in the line, "To learn and to practice regularly, is this not a joy?" This statement is not merely about pleasure. For Confucius, learning had three essential dimensions. First, learning encourages self-reflection. It forces us to examine our character and our own actions. Second, learning deepens our understanding of others, building the bridges of empathy required for society. And third, learning creates social harmony and moral order, the foundation of a stable and ethical society. Confucius described the essence of humanity with the concept of Ren, often translated as benevolence. Ren is the ability to recognize the dignity of others and live with them in mutual respect. He expressed this in the famous principle, "Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself." This statement later became known as a universal moral principle, a foundational truth for all humanity. One of the most striking aspects of his life was his approach to education. His school was open to everyone. The sons of farmers, merchants, and poor families were all welcomed if they had a sincere desire to learn. At that time, this idea was revolutionary. Education had traditionally been reserved only for the aristocracy. One day, a student asked, "Master, I am poor. Can I still learn?" Confucius responded with clarity. He said, "Learning is not the privilege of the wealthy. Anyone with the desire to learn is capable." Among his students, the most admired was Yan Hui, who lived in extreme poverty. His daily life often consisted of little more than a bowl of rice and a cup of water. Yet Confucius respected him. Why? Because Yan Hui found joy in learning. Confucius said, "Yan Hui remains joyful even in poverty." For Confucius, the true measure of a person was not wealth, but their attitude toward learning and growth. The core message becomes clear. Human dignity does not come from power or wealth. It begins with learning. Learning makes a person humble. It deepens our understanding and ultimately liberates the human mind. Confucius believed we must continue learning throughout our entire lives. We are not finished at birth. Learning is the process that continually shapes and refines the human character. We are always becoming. Readers of this book may experience three important changes in perspective. First, in how learning is understood. Learning is no longer seen merely as preparation for exams, but as the process through which humanity is formed. Another change appears in the way relationships are viewed. The concept of Ren offers a new framework. It provides a framework for respect, empathy, and ethical interaction with every person we encounter. A third change occurs in the way readers reflect on their own lives. A powerful question begins to emerge. What am I truly learning in my life? This question often becomes a turning point in personal growth. More than 2,500 years ago, Confucius said, "The noble person is someone who never stops learning." In our age, overflowing with information, genuine humanity can feel more difficult to achieve than ever. That is why Confucius' question remains deeply relevant. How does a human being become truly human? His answer remains elegantly simple. Learn, reflect, practice. These are the steps to our transformation. And consider this final thought. Learning transforms the individual, and transformed individuals change the world. Your learning is the start of a global transformation. Transformed individuals change the entire world. Dr. Jung-Moon Ko's work reminds us that this ancient framework is a timeless guide for our modern lives. I highly encourage you to explore this book and begin your own journey of self-cultivation today. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your pursuit of knowledge lead you to a deeper sense of humanity. In the silence of learning, we find the strength to become better versions of ourselves. Every day is a lesson. I am Dr. James. May your journey of learning be long and filled with joy. Goodbye for now. Remember, the noble person never stops learning. Thank you for watching and keep growing.